All right, we're live streaming. We are live right now on YouTube, on X, and I'm Madalyn Sklar, host of Social Media Shortcuts. I got a couple of guests here with me, Cindy Lou and Barb. Hey, y'all, thank y'all so much for bearing with me. My internet went out. It's back up. So we're going to try this big experiment today. So thank y'all for your patience. Are y'all able to hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks a lot for being one of the pioneers in this. Let's see if it works.
I see we're live. Here, I'm going to make this super meta. Let me this will be fun. I'm going to pull up my and thank y'all for what. Oh, I see Ash's. Yeah, they're over next. There's Ash. I'm gonna be really meta. I'm gonna pull up and show my X screen. I love doing stuff like this. This is fun. There we are. We're meta. Look, there we are. We're live streaming. There'll be a delay, but that's us right now live. So yeah, and you look for that pink circle around my picture. That's the live stream. And what's cool about live streaming on the right sidebar here, they really want people to be live streaming. So it gets highlighted here at the top on the right side. So right now, a profile I follow is live streaming. So and they got a lot of people watching. We're right below it. So we're going to always be above the spaces on that right sidebar. And same thing on mobile at the top.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I like that. So anyway, thank y'all so much, Ash. I'm glad you made it over. And Venus from Crane and Butterflies watching over on YouTube. I'm glad it's working over there now. Oh, this makes me happy because it's just like this has been crazy today trying to get this ready. I had everything queued up and ready to go, and then all of a sudden, boom, internet goes out. Still have to kind of get a few things ready here, but this is an experiment. And look, the thing is with me, I'm all about trying things, experimenting, and not stressing over it. There's no need. Like, I know with some people, they'd be like so stressed, is like, I'm not doing anything. And I get it. When there's a will, there's a way. I was just going to do this as spaces because I can do that on my phone in 5G, but, internet just popped up. I think we're going to be good. So I'm looking forward to this. I had all kinds of things kind of queued up.
You're froze on screen. My screen is working, and Madalyn is froze on screen.
Yep, she's frozen for me too. So there we go.
I
Hey,
think
Barb.
we lost her.
Morning, Barb.
Hi, Cindy.
You should be able to refresh her feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually one of the benefits of doing it with like StreamYard, because you can keep your feed going. If you've got guests, they can pick it up and you can keep going.
Yeah.
She'll refresh and then she'll pop back, hopefully.
Exactly. I always, when I do my StreamYards, I also check in from my phone at the same time. So I have a separate backup just in case that happens. But
yeah, I'm actually currently on my phone.
Uh-huh.
So,
but
and it's
sorry.
so funny because I'm also on like Wi-Fi, because, or cell tower rather, mobile data, because my internet went out last night too. So like, interesting.
Well, it says I'm at 6G here. What's the deal?
What is 6G?
And that's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be 5G is what I thought. But I've got the fastest I can get here in the city in Albuquerque, so don't have any issues with that. Well, I was very excited to see what she was going to be talking about today. And for me, Spaces is new. But StreamYards, I was one of the first 10 people to beta test it, and I worked with Gage, and they in the very early stages to get that application running. And so I absolutely love it. I have, just like what happened to us now, I would have sometimes I even have two phones in here. two different addresses, because it's web based. We can actually, if we just have the link to come to the studio, it's very easy to join. And I am wondering if we're going to lose Madalyn altogether. Looks like,
Yeah.
I'm going to refresh and see if I was getting ready to share it to see if it just shows both of us on here and right now. So we'll just have to see, I guess. We'll stick around for a minute. So what is it again that you do, Cindy?
So I help people learn.
Whoops, that's my corgi, and my husband's had strict orders to keep him quiet. Excuse me.
Yeah, I've also written a book about personalities and choosing who you want to be and show up in the world as.
Oh, that's cool. What's the name of it?
Becoming Bold You.
And we can get it on Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
I hope, because
sure can.
I have, that's all, I think probably for 10 years now, I've just used Kindle because I can enlarge the type. It makes it much easier to read. So it's been very easy to do that way. Let me see.
So for those who may be popping in, we're waiting for Madalyn to come back, hopefully.
Let me see if, I wonder if she's going to join us. I wouldn't imagine she would message us and say, "Hey girls, help." But that's, I don't see anything. It says that she still hosts. Oh, is that her? Let me share my screen. Oh, I can't because she's the admin on it.
Right.
I can present it, but she has to put it up on the screen.
Exactly.
So, but I love StreamYard, but I think because of the price changes on the product, that when mine is up in February, I actually earned a lifetime subscription to that Be Live product, which is what I used. It's a web-based product also, but I used it before I used StreamYard. So I think I'm just going to switch to using that since I got the top level account free for the rest of my life. It only makes sense to use it, huh?
That's one of the things with being online is there's so many tools. There's so many things to choose from that it really does help to know what direction you want to go.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if Madalyn's going to come back or not, but tell me, what kind of brought my attention back to Madalyn? We've been following each other for decades now, but got my attention was Blue Sky. And are you on that platform as well?
I am on there. I got on there after Madalyn was talking about it. I had been on it before, actually. I had been on it before, so I got active after. Yeah.
Well, I didn't. I got an invitation to get on it when they first launched it, and I said no. I can't do that. But there was they're celebrating it's like 25 million members today, I guess, and that's all wonderful. But it's like 10 times that much on X, even with all the stuff that's come down. So I'm very surprised. I don't have any messages from Madalyn. It makes you wonder if she got kicked off completely. So
yeah, I'm wondering if her internet went off again.
And so I can't share a screen, so that doesn't help us. And so we're just both here hanging out. So I can't. I was going to share a screen to show your book. It's like it's cute. So when did you write the book?
I wrote the book in 2012, and I'm in the process now of revising it and putting out a new one. So
Great. There she
Hey,
is.
Madalyn's come
I'm having
back.
to do this on my phone. It shows my internet is up, but it's all wonky now. And look, we got a bunch of people here. That's awesome. I can see we got a lot of viewers. I don't understand what's going on with my internet today, but it's just not meant to be for me to do the format I had for us. But I can at least, wow, this is so different when you're on your phone. Y'all are so
Right.
small, and then I can see all the comments. But this is a very different experience on the mobile versus on desktop. Wow. Well, thank y'all for holding things down. My computer is just crawling. It doesn't want to do anything. So I think we're just going to wing it. What were y'all talking about? Let's just have a chat and keep it
Yeah,
simple.
we were just blabbing.
I love blabbing.
Yeah. I think I connected with Cindy for the first time during, your spaces on Blue Sky, because, at that juncture when you were bringing it in, that I really didn't, because I haven't been that active on X either. Yeah. I just think I was in a, because I have to go live every Thursday morning on Facebook in a Udemy instructors group. And I've been doing that since late 2018. So, and that hasn't changed, but we had issues there on Facebook again today. And I'm sure both of you heard that it had suffered several outages yesterday.
Yeah, it was really bad. There's a program I'm taking this week with Myron Golden, a really great 5-day challenge thing. And the way he's doing it is he's live streaming like he's doing it on, if you pay a lot more money, then you get to be on the Zoom call and ask questions and stuff. But the regular program for the rest of us that didn't pay as much, they're live streaming the Zoom to Facebook, and it's just a smaller segment of the content. And wouldn't you know it, it's like 3/4 of the way in yesterday. It's just a 1-hour program and each day, and it goes out, and we're like, everybody's freaking out, like, what happened? Like, we're losing all this content because it was a Facebook thing. We didn't know that at first, but a lot of people had been upset with Facebook with all the issues going on yesterday. And then what about StreamYard? Did y'all hear that StreamYard audio was out?
Yep.
It was Monday or Tuesday, one day this week? I was watching a live stream on YouTube, and apparently sometimes you find out who's using StreamYard. And I mean,
Right.
they kept saying, StreamYard, what's wrong with StreamYard? StreamYard's not working. And it was a huge mess. And I went on StreamYard's Facebook group, and everybody was complaining. People were really upset.
Well, it was a weird day yesterday, and fortunately, that's the day I picked to reinstall Windows.
Oh, no.
So I was, quite fulfilled in the adventures I had, but it's all good now, and I love what's going on. So I'm excited about getting things done before the end of the year. When you're looking back on this year, Madalyn, are you happy with how the year turned out for you?
Yeah, but I'm always like thinking of what new things I want to do, what direction I want to go. I've been doing my own thing in digital marketing and then ultimately social media since the 90s. And what I like about working for myself and being small is that you can constantly pivot. You can constantly be trying different things and go in different directions. And that's what we're trying to do today. So hello to everybody that's watching us live stream and like, what's going on today with this? We're trying to experiment and do something completely different as a live stream. The problem is my internet's been down for the past hour. And so when we were going live at the top of the hour, I wasn't able to do it on my computer in the format I wanted to do as a live stream out to X and to YouTube. So we're just kind of winging it. I'm just using the 5G on my phone. The internet gods are not wanting me to do a pivot today, I guess is what it is. I keep checking my laptop, and it's like nothing's. Oh, now it looks like things are trying to come up, but it's not stable. So I don't think, I think we'll chat on here for now. But that's such a great question. I mean, I would love to know with y'all, like, how has y'all's year been and what are y'all looking ahead to for next year?
You go first, Cindy. I have a tendency to just blab. I'm famous for it.
And I miss Blab. Blab was such a great platform too, by the way. I love that platform.
Absolutely.
But that's why I like
Absolutely.
live streaming. This is kind of like close to like back in the Blab days.
Yeah, we just need one more person on the screen and it would be very Blab-esque.
Exactly. Exactly. Blab-esque. I love it.
So do you have your followers, do you give them a link to join you on your live streams, or how do you handle that?
For this,
Uh-huh.
I had just been promoting that I was doing this as a live stream on X and YouTube. I'm just experimenting with just those two today. Just to try this out. I'm slowly able to pull things back up on my computer. I might be able to transition over to my laptop in a moment here so we can try to do the program I wanted to do today. But yeah, I put it out to YouTube and X. And I even put a little, when I lost my internet an hour ago, what I had just done is I had just posted on Blue Sky, letting them know, by the way, instead of Spaces today, I'm doing a live stream on X. And no, I didn't even say X over there. I said just YouTube, because I know a lot of people left X to go over there. So I just said, come join on YouTube. So some of y'all might be watching here that saw my Blue Sky post. I did that post. The internet was fine. As soon as that post went through, I checked, I saw it was there on Blue Sky, and I saw I had a DM. So I go into my DM, and as soon as I went to DM, it locked up. And I'm like, what's going on? And that's when I noticed the internet went out for me. And my box started blinking. I went and checked Xfinity, and the status was, there's an outage in your area. It might be several hours before it comes back. So
Now, are you still based in Texas?
yeah, I'm in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So I see that I'm gonna, over on YouTube, I had pinned a comment up there that I lost the internet. And so I'm glad. So I'm just making sure everything's working fine. I think I can transition back over. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this on standby here on my phone, but I think I'm gonna, see now, okay, so now my laptop is doing the spinning thing. So I think we're just going to just have a chat. I'm so fun. I really wanted to show. I had stuff to show y'all. I had a whole thing
Okay,
set up.
let me ask you this, Madalyn, before we panic. Your guests can share screens too. Is there any of the screen that you wanted to share that someone else could do for you?
No, it would be too long and complicated. I have like all these links set up. I had all these things ready to go. No, not with the way I had this set up. It's not, I understand what you're saying, but no.
Okay.
I think we'll just have to keep it as a chat on the phone. I keep, like the internet wants to work, but not quite consistently. So
exactly. Well, I have to, and when I'm live, I work with students all over the world, and connection problems are an issue every session, for some folks. And so in keeping up with that, and many of them who are not in the USA join via their smart devices, whether it's a phone or a tablet. So it can be a challenge, but it's worth doing. And what I have, advised the students to do, if it's not real consistent, if they are struggling, is to just go audio only. And then this particular application that you and I like a lot, the StreamYard, we can set up custom avatars, just like I have today, and I can shut my main camera off. So it works really well. But it's a challenge sometimes. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, of course. We'll just have to, we'll try it out next week, I guess, is what we'll do instead. Some of the stuff I had queued up was let me see, because I do have my Google Doc up. Some of this stuff is timely, I can get to, but some of it was just I just had some strategy stuff I wanted to that I can definitely save. Hold on, I'm trying to adjust the height of my computer. Okay. Yeah, some stuff I can definitely wait. So one of the things that's new that we'll go through some timely social media shortcuts. We'll do that, and then we'll just, chat it up with, what we think is going to happen in the new year. But if you haven't heard, y'all know the AI thing on X, Grok. A few days ago, they made an announcement and say that they are now offering the ability to use it free for users, but you're limited with how much you can do. But it also includes this image generator called Aurora. And so I've been playing around with it. I do have premium, but on the free account, you should be able to use it as well with the just like a regular AI, where you can just type in prompts and you can do image prompts for images as well. I've been playing with it. If anybody's able to access that, try it out, because they have some sample ones on there, but you can just type in all kinds of things. What do y'all think of that? We know that Elon wants to make X the everything app, and he's doing very well with that, but now he's going after AI. Like he wants to just give everybody access to AI capabilities with Grok, to the point that it's like, is he trying to take it away from ChatGPT?
Well, did you see what was trending on X this morning and last night, I think, as well? Because Apple ChatGPT is actually, I just got a big iOS update for my Apple phone this morning, so we have ChatGPT directly on it at no additional charge. So, they're all of the tech wizards are getting on board, and to have the full-fledged ChatGPT and then continuing to tweak it, I think each provider is going to tweak theirs differently for their audiences. And if you really want my opinion on Elon, on what he's up to, I'll give it. But
well, you're a fan of his, right? Isn't that what you've said?
Well, I'm a fan of technology and using it at for the good. And I have been that's the live stream I was in before this, when we were talking about what has happened since, because I was contracted to Prodigy, I think in 1992. I had CompuServe and all of that, so it's like back in the day, we would get excited just to see our text contributions to a discussion drop to the bulletin boards immediately. That real time, that was a big deal. That was live chat back then. So where we are today, and having been through all of that, I have never been so excited in my life. What is happening in the world, in our country, and this particular student community that I manage, is like 25,000 or more. They are from all over the world, like I said. So they're looking primarily, though, to the United States to lead them with this technology in introduction and playing. And yet there are many of the young people who are being contracted for their services are actually in other countries than that. So there's so much opportunity for us globally, being able to use the tools for the good. I concentrate on the good. So, that's, to me, that's where I want to be. I'm also excited about Elon's approach of saying, the citizen journalist was a big deal to me when I worked on the iReport with CNN, and I could see it failing. And they didn't, I could see the downside of citizen journalism.
I remember that iReport. I remember that.
Because I had AP training. I had, when I was a kid in freshman in college, I was runner of a newspaper that was, part of LA Times. And so I had the traditional side coming into it. And then English was my favorite subject in school, both, from, just everything that I had done. It just seemed the right direction to go. And so I'm positive on what he's up to. But let me just say this, like you said, well, I went on to Blue Sky. We all went. I don't like the political riffraff. Back in the old days online, you were not. I mean, those were actually locked down, those discussion areas of politics and that. You weren't allowed to put that in the mainstream discussion, because that was your household. You went and took care of it for wherever your state was, your country was, or whatever. But you didn't put that in the mainstream discussion. So that has all changed. And I look at, as long as I looked at what happened since I've been back on Blue Sky. And, to have a community, their people have to be there. They have to want to gather there and regularly. So that means that if someone's going to go and found a community, they got to show up all the time. And if you already have a community, say that's established on X, and you're well known on X, or you're well known on Facebook, it's really tough. As one human being, it's tough to do, and to have multiple communities. So you have to look at what all the tools are. And what Elon is doing is he knew at the time when he came on, oh, this live thing is a big deal, and opening up ways to make that easier on everyone, so that stuff was real time. Then I kept saying, these guys, you can't do this forever. You got to make money on it. Remember, it's how do you make the money? I'm sorry. Even every nonprofit has to have money coming in so they can put it back in to create a better whatever the project is. And so that's with the Blue Sky thing. We get down, it's all data. I mean, what we're saying right now goes on a server somewhere, and there has to be a clean room for that server. And so these are called data centers, and all these guys and data centers have to be on the right kind of property near the right kind of resources. So water's a big deal. And I look at what he's got. He's got the money behind him to do the things. So I don't have to worry that he's going to go bankrupt tomorrow. He's going to I would hate to be him, because he's out there front and center saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Well, guess what? We're going to hold him to it. All these guys that say that, we're not going to just say, yeah, you said you're going to do this. It's like, show me the money. Show me you've got it. And I think he is the type of person that is just very direct. I'm not saying, because I have been that in my life, and I know that folks don't really take to that too kindly if you're just direct all the time. But I think that I look at feature, function, value, and I look at the features that he has right now and where he's going. And the fact that I got really frightened with, you call it Grok and not, I called it Grok. So I don't know which, is it Grok? I haven't paid attention to how he's pronounced it either. I don't think
it really matters.
But anyway, the fact that it was right there for me, well, that was an extra perk. I didn't have to pay money for that. Additionally, I paid for my premium membership. So as a premium member, when you put your dollars down, you do expect extra benefits. And I love the fact that you could have the long articles now, and be able to publish that. So it's like, okay, no matter what, he gives that to me. It's just like having a blog. You have to have a mission. You have to be focused. You have to get that together to make it happen regularly. And that gets me right back to iReport in the citizen journalism and being able to report those things. You still have to have a plan. You still, you've got to have a mission to make it work for you, whatever your expertise is. If you want to talk about water, you want to talk about girls, or whatever it is, you got to have focus. And there was no training. And I think, like people like you, that's one of the reasons I came back to X, Madalyn. And I said, where's Madalyn? I know what she's doing. Because you had a reputation for teaching people about this particular platform. That's just like Samantha Kelly, because you were in there with me. And I said, those girls spent all that time on there. And so to me, you have, that core of competence that you have with that environment. And then you add these new features. And both of you are the type of people that you embrace change, you embrace technology, and how can I use this? How can I make it better for my community? And you get the community concept of what community is all about. So it's just like today when we came in here, Madalyn, you didn't give up. You didn't say, oh, my internet's out, guys, but I can connect with you this way. Oh, wait a minute. I'm seeing that it's changed.
Yeah.
And so to be able to pivot so quickly, and, you know, what we don't have now is, you know, I could probably share the screen in from X and have the audio on from X, but we don't have someone in Spaces. So to me, I'm looking at that from a technology standpoint. If someone else had a Spaces and you said, I've got an audience here that meets with me all the time, and we featured their Spaces in that, they're talking over there in Spaces on Twitter in the audio. Our audience is seeing on, I'm saying Twitter, sorry. That's we want to talk about Elon and things you don't like. I think that was really killing the bird was the wrong thing. You know, it just and I, you know, it just, to me, that didn't need to happen. It's just too far deeply ingrained for decades, not just for 5 years or anything, long time. So since it came out, so I just don't think that as we look at this now, I think we can use this technology that we're in today, the live, because he did say, okay, you can go live on X directly. So that was great for people who were used to going live in the landscape format and being able to bring guests on and so forth. You use your own tools, but he gives you the conduit so you can come through and broadcast. So, you know, that's a really great thing. But I think that I'm more comfortable here on X because I know you're here. I know Samantha is still here, and she's over in Ireland and all that she's doing. And we have people that follow us here on this platform that are from all over the world. But we also don't have to leave. I mean, I primarily, after talking to you, listening to you, I said, okay, I'm going to do the blue sky thing because I really want to expand on AI art and using, because it's still, if you just ask the application to do something based on your prompts, it's one thing. But if you embellish that and doing with your own tools to do other things, it becomes something else. And I will say that it's artistry if you can weave words into a story and put them in a book. It's the same thing. It's just a literary art. And the whole thing is that those prompts are words. So if you say those words right, the Chat GPT or Grok or any of the AI applications, it's all in how you say it. And so that I was a straight A student in English, you know, that the literature, grammar, and all that. I was really into it because it's my big thing. At the core is communication. So seeing that and to think, I know lots of people who can tell beautiful stories with their mouths. And then they say, oh, but you're an artist. You can do that visually too. So now we're in an age where one person, I could take, for instance, I'm talking to you right now on what we're talking about, and I can run the transcript of that into ChatGPT, and then I'll say, create me a piece of art based on what Madalyn was talking about. And then right before my eyes, art comes forth, you know. So I think that is, to me, I'm getting the chills just telling you about it because that's what's happened. It's like, well, what did Madalyn mean when she said that? And I can feed that in text. And so that's based on what it, you know, has available to me is how it interprets it. And then I know by changing words, I can change that again. And so as you get older, Madalyn, I'm a little bit older than you. You don't, you don't have as many people to talk to, really sharp people that inspire you to keep talking. That's another thing I love about you, because you're such a bright person. You always have been at the core. And you're an artist, you're a musician, your music, you're an art from the traditional sense that we know in media as well, because I watched you do the tattooing. I've watched so much that has brought me, at really trying times in my life, a great deal of joy. And the fact that you could connect online, jump on and say, okay, gang, this is how you do it. And it's revolutionary. And we can take that farther, because now you can take that transcript and all that good stuff that you talked about and turn it into a story that is both, visually appealing as well as the auditory side of it. It's like, oh, I can listen to that. And I think, Jeff Bezos has made it so we can distribute that to the world very easily and actually profit from it. So I think I'm excited to still be alive. I hope I get to stick around for a bit longer.
Well, I'm glad that you're here in every sense. And I'm glad we're doing this live stream, because I feel like this is such a different environment. We definitely have more people with us live. We got a lot of people watching, whether you're on X or YouTube. Appreciate it. This is a big experiment, trying to do a live stream version of our social media shortcuts. But I'm having all kinds of technical issues today. My internet's been out. That's why I'm doing this on my phone. Can't show you all the things I wanted to show y'all today. But this is fun. I'm always all about community and just bringing people together. So,
exactly.
There's always, for me, if there's a roadblock, there's always a way around it. So yes, 20 minutes before we were going live last hour, at the top of the last hour or this hour, my internet goes down. There's an outage, a reported outage. They estimated it'd be hours. And I'm like, okay, my workaround is I'll just do this on my phone, but it'll be different. We'll just have, we'll try live streaming this. We might have to go back to Spaces. Like, we'll figure it out. I always feel like everything is figure outable, right? So at the end of the day, it's just bringing everybody together and let's have a discussion and let's chat. And for anybody that's live with us, you can comment whether you're watching this on X or YouTube and share your thoughts on anything that we're discussing. We're wrapping up though, because we're already getting to the top of the hour. Cindy Lou, do you have any thoughts as we wrap up on anything that we're talking about today?
Yeah, it's really interesting. As I was listening to Barb, I was like, it would be kind of cool for each of us to do our digital journey, because I was one who also was doing chat rooms, but they were different because we were doing our own server-based chat groups where you could invite people to your server and then you had your conversations. So I started back in when was that? It was 1980s, and 90s, early 90s. And I just took a different route than you guys. And then we've all kind of converged here on X and found each other through Clubhouse and through X. And so it's Twitter at the time. It's really interesting how the world is being brought together, because here I am in New Zealand. You guys are in America. And again, she talked about Samantha, who's probably getting ready for bed because it's her evening.
Yeah.
I've become friends with her too. So I love the way that technology is bringing the world together.
I love that too. I just have been so amazed with technology ever since we first, got exposed to the internet. For me, it was in 1995 when I first got exposed to it. And that was before it was mainstream. And I'm like, wait a minute, we could use this to connect with other people around the world. Like, we can go so far beyond our local area. And, so it was no surprise to me that my first community I started in 1996 was Go Girls Music, all about bringing female musicians together, because I, grew up playing guitar. I was really big in music. I never played professionally, but it was a very big hobby of mine. But I always thought that as I got older, I would probably do something in the music business. And with the internet being new back then, I'm like, I could use this to talk to other female musicians and see if they go through some of the struggles I go through when I go to the guitar shops and I get ignored. Because, I mean, I hope it's different now. I don't play much anymore, but, back in the 90s and 80s, when I was younger, you go into a guitar shop, you're usually ignored because they think we're not serious. And it was a big frustration of mine, and that was a big reason why I started Go Girls Music, to just try to connect with other female musicians, because the internet, it was so, y'all are techie like me, the internet was so different back then. And it wasn't dynamic like it is today. It was really a static web page and email, and those bulletin boards and IRC chats. It was a very different experience. But I thought, well, I could put together a static web page and I can arm myself with my email and just start connecting. And it was a very slow process, but I was just starting to connect with people all over the world. And it was amazing to me, because prior to the internet, if I wanted to connect with other female musicians, I'd have to go to some open mics here in my location, or go hang out at guitar shops and try to meet other musicians coming in and out, and just trying to find those ways in your local community. And I think the internet just changed the landscape of everything for all of us around the world, with any of our hobbies, our business, and anything that we do.
100%. When we did that server, it was in 1996 too. So I think, we were all kind of doing this all at the same time. So funny. We were talking about praise and worship, and we had just kind of this fun group for worship leaders, because, it was really hard to connect. And we made some comment about one of the people who were writing the music of the day, and it was more complicated and it was more difficult. And my partner said, yeah, sure. If you got if everybody's got a Greco in their thing, they can do whatever they want. And he actually sent her a private message in the back channel, said, Greco here. And we ended up having him come and do a concert and share with us. And he was from the other side of the US. And it did bring us new experiences and things that we never would have done without the internet. So the internet can be really good. It can also be very scary for other people, so you've got to be careful, for sure. I think that is one of the things that I've seen young people not be careful about, like where they're at and what they're doing. It's just such an open environment now. It's very interesting to see where that's going to go.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm glad we still went through with our experiment, even though this is not really the way I wanted to do the live stream. I had so many things to show y'all. We'll try it next Thursday. So we'll just plan for next Thursday, doing this again on X and on YouTube as a live stream. And, if y'all want to come back, I'll send y'all the StreamYard link. Any of our regulars that come here that I know, if y'all would like to be able to come on screen like this as well for next week, just send me a DM, let me know. If you're on X, if you're on YouTube, just reach out to me. You can find me. I'm easy to find. I have an unusual name, so I'm very easy to find. Just reach out to me and send me a message. Let me know. Jennifer Navarrete is here. Jennifer says, connection with no limits makes it easier to find the folks to have conversations that become relationships and ultimately become friendships. I love that, Jennifer. What a great comment. That's awesome. And Jennifer and I met years ago through my really good friend Cami Hoysa here in Houston. She does a lot of things. She has her own social media agency, digital marketing agency, but she also runs Houston Social Media Breakfast, and she's been doing it for well over a decade now. So I met her through that local social media marketing community, and she got me connected with Jennifer. I mean, Kimmy knows everybody. So I've made some great connections through her. But Jennifer, thank you for joining. We're trying to experiment, instead of doing spaces, trying to do a live stream. But my internet, we've had an outage today. So I figured just coming on here is better than not doing this at all. So yeah, I think it'll be fun next week to try doing this in the format. And y'all, and the format may suck. Y'all may go, okay, Madalyn, it wasn't so great. Y'all let me know. I'm always open to thoughts and ideas and stuff, but I think what the idea I had for today will be really cool, and I think people will like it. But y'all seem to like this. I mean, we've got 95 people here live with us across X and YouTube, so we're doing something right, so that's cool. So we'll plan for next Thursday to try again, and we'll see how it goes. I really appreciate you, Barb and Cindy Lou, for coming on and hanging out with me.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to chat.
Yeah, my internet is still acting because on my laptop it just doesn't want to do anything. But at least I can be on 5G on my phone and do this, so it's doable. But thank y'all for your time. And Cindy Lou, I know it's early morning over there in New Zealand. Thank you for waking up and hanging out with us in the U.S. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. All right, y'all have a great rest of your day and week, and we'll chat next time. Bye, y'all.